Wow. Everyone is saying Spam second place. You guys are incredibly biased. I mean, it's almost like you are fans of Spam. Right, I'm seeing Carl fourth. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, let's go for that. Carl Jr. is going to be fourth and Spam first. Here we go. End of warm-up. The match is starting. We are live on the Zigzag, Zag, the Zugzag. I don't know which one, but it's one of those. Maybe. Let's pop this baby up, baby. Here we go. Spam currently biting the dust a little bit in the start of this round. But he is still in it to win it. It's true, because it rhymes. Okay. Tony Hawk Pro Skaters over the ice. CarlJr is going quite far left. Dofault taking a little bit of airtime. None of them getting punished for this one. So that is good news for them. As Spam is popping off right now. Look at this. Beautiful ramp cut as well. Spam is back in the mix. He is here to win this round. Scrapie still in, looking good here as Spam did not get the best bobsled right there. So he's losing a bit of speed. CarlJr is going for the overtake. But the battle is still on. Scrapie is looking to get some 10 pointers. But Carl and Spam are on the prowl. They're lurking in the shadows. They are on their way to try and snipe Scrapie away from the 10 pointers. Carl is already on his way. Look at that. The speed of the CarlJr has been unlocked. But Spam is overtaking him. Bashing beat the boost. On his way to 10 points. Struggling a little bit. It's going to cost him some speed. Look at how close it is. CarlJr and Scrapie and Spam are all incredibly close together. It is all coming down to who takes the jump better. Spam has the better line. And he does take it. 10 points on the scoreboard for Spam. And he has the better end. He takes the win. 0.04, 0.05. Who cares? Spam pops it. Great start here for Alliance Spam because, you know, getting the 10 points in a close round like that can really give that morale boost, give the momentum, give, well, also points on the scoreboard, you know. Like, this is really good. Alright, another start here where Spam is looking good. Dofault already a little bit behind. Scrapie, beautifully done on the dirt, going outside, trying to get some speed. Does not completely destroy the others, but he is still in the mix for first. Going for the airtime, and that means the icy wheels are removed early. Although he does need to drift quite a bit here, Spam I mean, and that means he's going to slow down a tiny bit. But it is not over yet. On the ice we go, bobsledding away. CarlJr in the lead, Scrapie second place, but we know Spam's end can be incredibly good. So this round is not over yet. Let's go Spam, and let's risk it for the biscuit. Can we do it? Over the dirt we go. Spam is about 0.3 behind CarlJr and Scrapie right now. Identity coming up. Nice low jump here by the Dutch player. And he's already closing in on Scrapie. Here we go. Second jump coming in. Third jump. Everyone holding on to their positions right now. Can Spam do something here? Doesn't look like it. We gotta hope for some mistakes by CarlJr or Scrapie for Spam to get some nice points. Scrapie's actually quite slow. Is not going to be enough. CarlJr takes first. Scrapie in second place and Spam in third. Can't win them all. Alright, so Carl takes over the scoreboard lead with 16 points, but Spam is in a nice and solid second place with 14. Dofault biting the dust right now on 6, but Scrapie is still close enough with 10. Alright, Spam starts once again quite good. Scrapie a little bit better, but still, Spam is looking strong. Scrapie looks to get more of the outside approach, and Spam going a little bit better in the inside line. Oh, Scrapie going so far to the left is going to be punished. No, it is not. Spam going outside. This might be a good speed build-up. Might is not translating into actuality, so that means Spam will stay second place as CarlJr actually comes a little bit closer. Spam gets the nose slide, but saves himself. You know, he gets that nose slide. Weaker players would have crashed there, but Spam is still holding on strong. Yes, he's a little bit behind, but he's still in the race, and you gotta commend him for that. Alright, Scrapie in first, CarlJr in second. And honestly, it's hard to catch it back up to these guys, but you know, maybe they make some kind of mistake. We'll have to hope for something here as we are closing in on that finish line. Spam in third place, CarlJr going for the battle with Scrapie. And if they push each other, they might start making mistakes. The battle for first place is on. Scrapie or CarlJr. Who is getting the 10 points? It will be CarlJr with the 10 points. Nicely done by the Canadian here. Sniping out the 10 points away from Scrapie. With Spam in third. Nice race between these two players. Sadly, Spam not able to participate in this close battle. Dofault quite far behind and is getting last now 3 times in a row. He's falling behind on the scoreboard. Alright, here we go. Into the next round. CarlJr with the best lap so far. 117.84. Oh, and Spam makes the mistake. He is going to be out of this round. Dofault this time around is in the mix. Over the ice we go. Ooh, both CarlJr and Scrapie risking it, but Carl is actually the one who takes it the best. Let's zoom in on these two players. Spam in the meantime is about 6 seconds behind, so he is just going to try and finish. Maybe someone makes a mistake and he got third or something, but 3 points is what he will be getting this round. Probably. Oh, Scrapie almost not making that loop, but he's fine. Carl once again in the lead, and he is just looking so strong. Absolutely strong here on the zigzag, as he is once again looking to get 10 points. Scrapie is trying to keep up with him, but it's hard to snipe CarlJr away from a lead like this. He is trying, however, coming a little bit closer. But yeah, CarlJr on his way to another 10 points. Scrapie will get 6 this round. Dofault has made a mistake, which means that Spam is going to get third place in this round. Good news, 4 points. Better than 3. Dofault continuing his streak of getting last. Right, so not a great performance on this map, but also not too bad for Spam. We have some mediocre stuff going on right now, but luckily there's a lot more maps to come. And Spam and Scrapie right now equaling out on the scoreboard, both on 22 points. CarlJr on 36, he is already edging out the lead, as Dofault is losing ground here by being last every round. Arctic Split will be our next map. Yeah, a little bit of a wonky identity here for Spam, as we've seen so far today, but maybe he can turn that around and get some nice 10 pointers. We'll have to see. We have ended the warm-up. We are starting. Let's see what this map will bring us. Alright, players equal so far on the straight at the start. What a surprise. Spam, though, takes the best first turn, and he will take the lead. Let's take a look at Dofault here, who has not been doing so well in this match. Maybe he can do something on this map. No. Scrapie actually making quite a bit of a mistake, touching the wall, and Dofault is in third, although he's a little bit slower. Let's zoom in. Can I get CarlJr? Yeah, I can indeed. Look at that. CarlJr is already faster, and that means he will overtake Spam, but Spam is still in the race for the 10 points. Carl is looking strong, however. Maybe Spam needs to make do with 6, as Carl is extending that lead more and more. He can struggle on the identity though, and Spam might snipe. There is always hope. Dofault and Scrapie are more than 3 seconds behind both of them. CarlJr is a little bit slow. Spam is closing in. Oh, but he has to save it. This is going to be not first, but he is still solidly second. Can CarlJr close it out? He does so indeed. CarlJr takes a good identity here. Spam, good enough, and gets second place. $10 points for the Canadian. Spam with a solid 6. And Dofault, the first time not getting last, means that Scrapie is last. That is good news for Spam, extending his lead to Scrapie with 3 points. We have now 28 on the scoreboard, while Scrapie is on 25. Alright, here we go. Spam once again with a solid start. Looking good here. Good low airtime on the wall right as well, which means he will hold on to that first place. Little bit of a release, not risking it, making sure that he stays in the race and still holds on to first place, so that was a good decision. Here you go, up in the wall right. So CarlJr is, well, I was about to say a little bit behind, but that's not the case anymore. Dofault and Scrapie are risking it. Look at that. Oh! Dofault is gone. Deleted from the map. Full bonk into the wall, into the pole. And that means Scrapie is the only one left ahead of Spam right now. CarlJr is a little bit behind. Spam, let's risk it, baby. Let's get the 10 points away from Scrapie. First part of the identity. Solidly done by Scrapie. Spam, not so much. Scrapie makes a mistake. But look at that. CarlJr is not about to give away a win for free here. And he just takes the 10 points. He's like, you know what? You guys are battling. That's cute. I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to take the 10 points. Spam, however, ends up being in second place. Another 6 points for him. I don't know what how he does it. But Carl is just good end for him. Still though, Spam is extending his lead to Scrapie more and more every round. Now on 34 points, while Scrapie's on 29. Once again, a good start here for Spam. Look at that gap already. Carl falling behind. No, this is disaster right here. Because Carl fell a little bit behind, which should have been an opportunity for Spam. But no. Both Spam and Dofault make huge mistakes. Spam, luckily though, a little bit ahead of Dofault, so that's something. Scrapie is on his way to 10 points. CarlJr, can you do it again? This time around, it would be nice though, because if you snipe Scrapie, that means that Spam loses less points compared to Scrapie. So, Carl, let's go. You can do it. Already catching up. Already catching up. Here comes the identity. Ooh, Scrapie gets it better the first time around, and that means Carl needs to start pushing it. Oh, nicely done by both players, but Carl comes a little bit closer. Scrapie holds on to first place. What a... Oh my god, and Carl almost snipes it with the inside line. What? The balls on this man are just multiple kilograms. But Scrapie holds on to it. And that is a good job by the Belgian player. Deserved 10 points. Not so good for Spam though, because his lead is eroded away. Not only that, Scrapie is now ahead. But yeah, Carl's end, man. Sure. I mean, Scrapie's identity was sick, but still Carl caught up. So that was cool to watch. All right, here we go. Next round. Scrapie taking the lead. But Spam overtakes. Dofault falling a little bit behind. Let's take the point of view of the Alliance player right here, who has struggled a little bit in this part. Oh, here we go. Looks decent. Scrapie going for the risk. Does he make it? He does make it. And Dofault now back in the race as well. Spam not going for the risk, and that is costing him some time. CarlJr though, second or first, depending a little bit on where you look. As Scrapie is extending the lead. Dofault pressing B to boost as well. It is all coming down to this identity. Who takes it the best? The gaps are not too big, so with an insane identity, Spam can suddenly catch up. All four players having a good first part. Oh, but Carl makes a mistake. What? Carl makes a mistake? Yes, it happens indeed. Dofault and Spam both making mistakes here. And that means that Scrapie gets another 10. Spam with third place here. This is not too good for Spam, as Carl is last. Scrapie takes another 10 points. Woo! Scrapie is a strong performance on Arctic Split so far. And Spam is paying for it. The gap is now 7 points. Alright, here we go. On to Slalom we go. Slalom is a map we've not seen so far. The world record is 104.23 by Kappa. Spam's time is actually the 17th of the world, which is his worst position purely in time attack. Does that mean Spam will do badly on this map? No, it does not mean that. But it might be a little bit of an indication as to where we're going in this map. Right, here we go. We are live on Slalom. CarlJr, 65 points. He is still ahead, although not as far ahead as you might have guessed, because Scrapie had a good map last map. 49 for him on the scoreboard. As okay, Spam is taking a detour. CarlJr is slowing down a little bit as well. We are just donating points to Scrapie right now. Really bad news for Spam. Because once again, he himself makes a mistake. And Scrapie is on his way to 10 points. Not what we want to see here. Dofault, it is your time to shine, baby. Let's get first. And deny Scrapie the 10 points. Alright, here we go. Closing in on the identity. Scrapie has about 0.2 of a lead. Honestly, this should be his round. But anything can go on this identity. You gotta turn around the checkpoint, and you need to not lose the grip. Otherwise this happens. And Dofault is taking advantage, getting his first 10-pointer of the match. Here he goes. Good job by Dofault here, denying Scrapie the 4 points, which is very good. Yes, Spam gets last, but the damage is not huge. Right, Carl with a nice amount of points right now as Scrapie is on 55, Spam on 45. And that means that Scrapie is already 10 points ahead. It is time for Spam to get back into this match and get some juicy 10 pointers. Carl, Scrapie and Spam battling for first place. Dofault already 0.2 behind, so he seems to be out of it for now at least. Spam going for the inside line and has more speed out of it. Look at this. He's going for the attack. Spam, this is what I'm talking about, baby. This is what you want to see. The speed is here. The speed you need. Alright, CarlJr looking strong once again. Spam holds on to second place. Scrapie's a little bit behind, but it is just back and forth between these two players. Spam losing some ground here as Carl and Scrapie going for the full risk, full attack. But the identity is coming up, and with a good identity, Spam might snipe it away. Scrapie has the lead. CarlJr has the lead, but Scrapie is faster. Who has the best identity? It looks to be CarlJr who has the best identity as Scrapie is on his way to second place. No flags being touched. And that means Carl gets 10, Scrapie 6, Spam 4. $79 points by CarlJr right now as Scrapie is on 61. Spam is losing ground. The Monka S may be typed. Alright, here we go. Scrapie in the lead so far. Dofault once again a little bit behind, but he's still in the race. Do not worry. Yeah, he's still on the screen, as you can see. Inside line again, once again for Spam, going for the attack. Scrapie, however, is looking strong in this round. CarlJr skating as well, but Scrapie is actually the one relatively losing. And we are closing up the first place battle between Scrapie, Carl, and Spam. Who takes this one the best? You can get a lot of speed out of this turn here if you get it right. And Scrapie is struggling a little bit. Carl is taking it the best. Spam for the early release, Carl for the late release. Oh, this is so incredibly close. If we're coming into the identity, it's all coming down. This is the identity right now. Spam, take it good. You can get 10 points here. Let's go. Oh, but Spam loses the grip and he is actually going full on out. But who takes the win here? It is going to be Scrapie. Disaster. Full on disaster right now. Spam is able to finish, but this is not good. Alright, we are moving on to the last round of Slalom. The gap between Scrapie and Spam is now 19 points already. Falling further and further behind. Can he turn it around? Can we get a redemption arc here? 10 points for Spam. Let's see if we can do it. CarlJr and Scrapie are strong, however, in this round so far. They are taking up the charge. Looking for another 10 points. Ooh, that is... yeah. Not too good here. Spam making a couple of mistakes. And yeah, it's just struggling to keep up with the rest of the players in this match so far. Not his match. Maybe he can turn it around later on, but so far, not so good. Oh, but Scrapie makes a huge mistake. And this is good news. This is really good because Scrapie is not allowed another 10 points. Dofault is donating points back to Scrapie. Hello, PayPal. Hello. CarlJr on his way to 10 points. will take a nice identity here. Scrapie going very far inside, but will make it. Spam battling for the third place with Dofault, but as you can see, Spam has the better identity and will lock in third place. But honestly, we need better than that. Alright, another good map for both CarlJr and Scrapie here, who are just on their way to getting first and second. The turnaround needs to happen right now, in our next map. Alright, it is going to be bicycle. Now, bicycle is one of the maps Spam feels relatively strong at. He has done well so far on this map in previous matches. So this is exactly the type of map he needs right now to turn this momentum around. The end of the warm-up, match is starting. We're gonna need to see some 10 pointers here. Let's go. All eyes on Alliance Spam. Alright, here we go. Good start by all the players. I'm going really aggressive here. Balls to the wall. He is like, no way I am getting another third or fourth. I want to get those 10 points. And I am gonna get those 10 points. As you can see right now, Spam is on his way. And he is looking good, extending his lead on Scrapie right now. And he looks to be about 0.1 of a second. Oh, but here comes the Belgian player. Dirtmeister himself. He is strong on that part and he is going to go for the overtake. But the jump is coming in. Dofault is going full beat to boost. And CarlJr is looking strong as well. Spam is losing ground to all the players. He needs to get a good end. Dofault on his way to 10 points. Scrapie looking good as well. CarlJr and Spam lurking in the shadows. But we need a good end. Spam actually getting a little bit of airtime and that is bad. That is going to lose him some speed. We need some wonders here to happen in the end for Spam to get some good result. Because he is behind and he is going to be last in this round. Oh my god, what an incredibly close round. But it is CarlJr who takes the 10 pointer. Scrapie with second place and Dofault with third. Look at that. Carl first and then Scrapie and Dofault both 1/100th of a second behind. Absolutely crazy round. But it is Spam who bites the dust right now. 59 points. Meanwhile, Carl is on 105. Scrapie is on 83. We need some points. We need it fast. Good start here by Spam once again. Aggressive, I like to see it. But Carl is also strong at the start. Takes a little bit of the slowing down dirt. Don't have a better word for it, but you know what I mean. So that means he slows down a tiny bit. Scrapie takes advantage of this opportunity and closes up the gap. The battle for second place is on between Scrapie and Spam right now. And Spam really needs it though. Let's make it happen. Oh, but Scrapie makes a mistake. This is good. CarlJr is still in first place, however, but Spam is strong in that second place. Here we go, jumping. Yeah, I want to say maybe Carl makes a mistake, but haha, let's be honest, XD. So, here we go into the identity part. Spam in second place. Let's take a look at Dofault, who is a little bit behind, as you can see. Point of view of Dofault in this identity is he's a little bit too far behind, so let's zoom in back to Spam. CarlJr is on his way to 10 points, and Spam is locking in the 6. You know what? Let's take those. Let's take those. 6 is okay. We kind of want to see some 10 pointers here, but at least he is closing in the gap with Scrapie here. Alright, here we go. Into the next round. CarlJr with the 109.91. Nice time by him. That is actually basically Spam's PB, which is quite scary to say out loud. But yeah, that is actually what is happening. Because Spam has a PB of a 0.90. Alright, here we go in this round, however. Let's focus on this. CarlJr is once again looking strong, and the battle for second is on. Scrapie and Spam are battling for 6 points. Here was what Scrapie made a mistake, but this time around he is not doing this. That means Spam needs to make something happen to try and claw his way back into the second place. silver medal, the 6 points. But it is not looking good so far. Identity coming in. We need a wonder to happen here. Spam, can you go full risk? Can you do it? Looking good already. Catching up a little bit to Scrapie, although he has more speed. I don't think there's going to be any position changes here. No, indeed. Carl first, Scrapie second, and Spam is getting 4 points on the third position. Alright, a nice amount of points for Spam, however, not so nice if you take it in greater context of the other players. In the meantime though, the red letters have appeared on the scoreboard. It is CarlJr from Canada, finalist. One more round win and he will be first. Carl absolutely beast mode. Oh, but Scrapie with the mistake at the start. This is the opportunity Spam needs. Which immediately he throws away. So, in the meantime though, Dofault, the denier of the Carl. Can he do it? Dofault, no pressure. But you need to deny Carl. Falling a little bit behind CarlJr so far. Spam is half a second behind for context, and Scrapie is 2.5 seconds behind. So far these two positions looks to be set in stone. That's why I'm focusing on 1 and 2 right now. Whoa! But actually Dofault made a mistake, so never mind. That is really good actually, because now Spam is back in second place, 6 points. Not too bad. Especially if Dofault manages to get third, and that means the gap will close between Spam and Scrapie. Which is what we'd like to see. Whew. Spam almost getting over the boosters, but he does indeed lock in the second place. CarlJr, GG, clap in the chat, total destruction. No one is even at 100 points yet. In the meantime, CarlJr is dabbing on the haters and wins the match. It is now a battle for second place between Scrapie, Spam and Dofault. But yeah, that's crazy. Carl, GG. Carl has now won all 3 of his matches today. A complete 9 points. Perfect score by the Canadian. Who would have thought? But now, these rounds are going to be extra important because there is no CarlJr anymore who will snipe the 10 points. There is only Spam, Scrapie and Dofault, which means it is now going to be do or die here. The 10 pointers really need to get going, and it is now possible because CarlJr is not in the race anymore. Alright, Paradise. Let's see what Spam can do. Aurel might get 9 points if he wins his match as well, but that is not decided yet. Aurel, the only other player so far with 2 match wins. Alright, Scrapie has lost it in the start. As you can see from my amazing camera work, which took me a while to get back to Scrapie, he is about 0.3 of a second behind. Let's zoom in on Dofault here, who is a little bit behind Spam, hunting for that first place, but Spam is looking solid. 10 pointers are on his vision right now, or on his retina. Onto the dirt part we go. This is Paradise, round 1 out of 4, and Dofault is pressing B to boost. He is not giving up just yet. Imagine the comeback if Dofault just comes back in this match. That would be crazy. Okay, this part is important. Spam needs an upper gear here, and he gets it. Dofault doesn't though. Not too good news for Spam, because that means Scrapie will get some more points. But it is Spam's round to give away. If you just get 10 points, that's all you can do if you are Spam. So let's get 10 points. First part of the identity. Successfully done. Where is Scrapie? Quite far behind. Spam can save it. Will he do so? Oh my god, no way. We are currently experiencing some technical difficulties. There's a small malfunction in Spam's car which made him crash, and yeah, I don't know. SPMW. Let's forget about that one and gear down in the next round. Both Spam and Dofault gear downing here, and Scrapie is just XDing himself to the win. 101 points for him already on the scoreboard. In the meantime though, Dofault is not even that far behind Spam anymore. Like, seriously. He's on 73 and Spam is on 79. it is time for the snipe. Scrapie needs to be destroyed in this round. 0.2 of a gap between Spam and Scrapie right now. Scrapie needs the upper gear, otherwise he will get sniped. Can Spam get the upper gear and Scrapie not get it? Oh, this is looking decent. Spam catches back up a little bit, but Scrapie has more speed. It is coming down to the identity. No, it's not coming down to the identity because Spam actually gets the weird slide. So that means that we just have to hope for Scrapie to pull a Spam right here. In the end, oh, we almost did it. Last part of the identity. Will Scrapie lock in 10 points? Yes. Spam having some fun here in the last part of the identity, getting 4. Scrapie on his way to getting finalist. He needs one more round win. He is on 111. Do not lose hope. It is still possible. Spam can go beast mode right now. Spam can just casually win 5 rounds in a row and get second. It's possible. Here, he's already ahead. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Leading the pack so far. Scrapie and Dofault a little bit behind. Spam holding on to that first place position. Nice inside line by him as well. Look at that. Beautifully done. Onto the dirt we go. Dofault is trying to go for the attack as Scrapie also has a little bit more speed. Spam lower airtime, however. So that means he holds on to that first place. Now, this turn coming up. Spam needs to get that upper gear to hold on to first place. Here comes Dofault, however. Here comes Scrapie. Here comes Scrapie. He has the upper gear. And Spam and Dofault are being left behind. Scrapie on his way to trying to get finalist. Spam almost touching the wall, but saves himself. He's still in it, but yeah, he just needs to hope for mistakes, honestly, because he's too far behind. Identity part number 1. He's a little bit behind. I'm just going to focus in on Scrapie here. Can he get first? Yes. Spam gets 4 points. Oh boy. Alright, so Scrapie is now finalist. For Spam to get second place and snipe Scrapie, we need some miracles. I gotta be honest. There's a couple of miracles that need to happen in a row. Can we get some miracles? Scrapie, the red numbers and letters on his car. He is finalist mode, which means if he wins, he locks in second place in this match, getting himself 2 points in the group stage and getting himself that much closer to getting in the top 8 on the way to the playoffs of the World Cup 2021. Spam in the lead, however, trying to deny the Belgian player of this dream. But this turn, as we have seen already, is so incredibly important. And Spam is not able to close it out. He makes a mistake. Scrapie is being donated a D win here. Dofault, can you do it? What? I told you, we need miracles. Can we get a miracle? Scrapie gets the 10 pointers and gets second place. GG. Deserved, honestly. Deserved for Scrapie. What can you say? We were hoping for something else, but no. Scrapie gets the win. And Spam immediately is in the meantime is equaling out with Dofault. This is... There's a lot of copium going on in the chat right now. And I get that. Because it's not going too well. It is not going too well. Hopefully Spam can still get third here and at least get 1 point, which means he ends up today with 5 points, which is kind of middle of the pack. Not too bad, not too great. So, we'll have to see. But honestly, that is not in the pocket just yet, because Spam and Dofault are equal on the scoreboard right now, and Spam does not have the momentum in his favor. So, yeah, he needs to still close it out. It is not over yet. Semi-Ram is coming up, which is Spam's strong map. So honestly, this should be good. Alright, so far so good here. Alliance Spam, Dutch player who is currently in Alliance headquarters in Sweden. Battling for third place with Dofault. Spam takes the lead. Has a better approach here as well. Ooh, but Dofault takes it nicely, however. It loses no speed, and that means the battle is still on. This turn, however, is also really important. Do you get the upper gear, or do you go into the wall? And these players, well, Dofault went for the wall strategy, but Spam did not go for either one. And that is actually a lot better than going into the wall strategy. So that means Spam actually gets donated a free 10 points if he locks this in right here. Ooh, okay, no, we're good. A little bit scary there, but Spam is actually saving the identity, as you can see. Getting a little bit of airtime. Doesn't matter, because Spam knows what's up. He knows Dofault is 2 seconds behind, and he is not going to give that away. So, big brain time by Spam, and he gets 10 points. Alright, let's go for the third place. Spam now on 101 points. 2 more rounds to go, and he's finalist. And then 1 more round to go, and we will be locking it in. Alright, Dofault strong in this round. There is a battle going on. Who takes the better tech turn? It is going to be about equal. A little bit of a tail drift here, but Spam takes it better. He is in the lead right now. Also a better approach on this part. This turn though. Can he get the speed out of it? Both players do it quite well. Here we go. Upper gear festival. Who is in the lead? It is Spam. Gets it nicely. Look at that speed. He will extend his lead on the Belgian player, Dofault. And that means we will go into the identity with Spam on the advantage. He cannot really save it, especially now that Dofault is actually closing in already. We need a decent identity here by Spam. Spam is taking the risk. He is going for a good identity, extends his lead on Dofault, and does it nicely. Dofault makes a mistake, although Spam will probably not know that, but that doesn't matter. Spam pushed Dofault there because Spam had a nice identity. He gets another round win. This is looking good. Looking good here for Spam. Gets the best lap, 110.9. And gets another 10 points. .9, quite a decent time actually. Round 3 out of 4 on semi-rounds. Spam can actually close it out on this map if he wins the next 2 rounds. Cursed. Alright. Okay. Chat, I can make it up to you. Do not worry. 5-hit move, okay? Dofault will not make a mistake in this round. And will definitely get 10 points. We did it. Easy. Easy as a pie. That's what I'm talking about. Not even close. Actually, it is still close. The identity is still here. Oh, mistake. You know, Caster's curse always works. I was joking, it is real. And another 10 points for Spam, which means he is finalist. Can he close it out on semi-rounds? We have the finalist attempt here. And also, if Dofault wins this round, he will be on 119. Which means Dofault needs another win to get finalist. And then another win to win. So Spam is in a quite comfortable position here for the 3rd place. Preferably, he just closes it out right here. Because semi-round is definitely his strong map. So far, he has won the round. It should be his. Let's go. Okay, over the grass we go. Spam has taken the lead at the start and does this part a little bit better as well. Dofault is not out yet, however. Oh, no. The clip. Okay, okay. I'm gonna use all my casting powers. Dofault is a player who never makes mistakes. Especially not in the identity. He will get the 10 points here and we will go to the next map. Here we go, onto the identity. Dofault on his way to getting 10 points. Spam, 1 second behind. So Dofault needs at least somewhat decent as he is actually struggling. Spam is closing in. Is this going to be enough? He is faster, but Dofault is ahead. I think Dofault actually does win. Yeah, he does win. Ooh, but it was a little bit close. Look at that. He caught up like 0.6 there. Not enough, however. Dofault wins the round. My cursors are out. So, you know, I used all of them already today. 119, however, so that's kind of nice, because that means that Dofault needs another denial for Spam to, for Dofault to get third here. All right. Zaggy Zag, Ziggy Zag, Zag Zigzag, which is the official name of this map. Spam and Dofault for third place in this match. Spam already finalist, he just needs one more win and Dofault needs to deny here, otherwise Spam gets the win, which I just said. Dofault with the better approach here at the start, takes the inside line. Spam just going for speed. Ooh, a little bit of airtime here, Spam is falling behind. He needs to risk it for the biscuit now because Dofault is quite far ahead. On the zigzag. Onto the ice we go. Both players doing this successfully. Spam is about 0.4 of a second behind. Oh, but Dofault is a little bit slow. The gap is closing in. Dofault also not ramp cutting. Spam is coming closer and closer. Jaws team is playing. Oh, it's actually catching him right now. We are equaling out. Spam closing up the gap and is now ahead of Dofault. Can he close it out here in the end? We need a good identity by the Dutch player for him to lock in third place in this match. Dofault is behind, but it has more speed. As you can see, Spam is losing some ground. Dofault jumps higher, has more airtime. Spam can get more speed out of this one. Gets the good approach. Spam is faster. It is his round to give away right now. Spam, can you do it? Can you lock in the 10 points? Can you get third? He does. GG. All right. GG for Spam, somewhat of a redemption here. Definitely not his match, okay? Definitely not his match, but at least he gets 1 point out of this one. So, not complete disaster.